there will come a day when shallow, hypocritical versions of pursuing Christ will not exist. This is only a birth pang. There is a season, there is a time, there is a kingdom where no one ever is phony, no one's ever faking anything, no one's ever trying to manufacture devotion. Like, dude, it is pure and real, and it is coming if you can make it through. Can you endure it? I know you can. Here's number 3. Disciples must endure false prophets. All right, if you thought it was awkward before, here we go. In verse 5, he said, "For many will come in my name, saying, I am the Christ," like I'm the guy, "and mislead many." I don't think that necessarily just means that they're gonna say, "Hey, I'm Jesus, by the way." Certainly there's people like David Koresh. There's like actual cult leaders that are claiming to be Jesus, and they're maybe sometimes a little bit easier to see. But there's other voices that will come along and they'll say, "I am the answer." Like, I should be central. I'm the thing that you need in your life to solve all your problems. I'll give you peace. I'll give you hope. And we just need to watch out for what these are. Certainly there's false doctrines. Okay, and I'm just gonna name names. Okay, there's Jehovah's Witnesses. There are Mormons. And here's the problem. They're really not leading toward Jesus. They're leading toward a system where you have to perform really well. That's not the same thing as trusting in the Jesus that just saves you because he's awesome. So those doctrinal things matter. It doesn't mean we're mad at anybody. It just means, dude, truth matters. And like we need to distinguish that. But there's also just places we put our hope that I just want to challenge us to think about, okay? Now, I'm politically minded. Like, I care about politic type stuff. I believe change should happen and can happen, and politics is a way that happens. But can I just challenge all of us? Dude, if you are putting your hope in some political leader to come along or some political system to get in power, can I tell you lovingly, you will not stop the birth pangs. There's nothing the Democrats or the Republicans can do about it. The birth pangs are here. They are here for the duration. Okay, until the tribulation and then Jesus comes back, it's here. And so, yeah, man, try to be an activist, try to make things happen, but just understand that is not a Messiah. That is not the answer. And if it's drawing your focus from the answer, you need to just like check yourself. Check this out too. I believe that when Jesus looks at the way we've treated our planet, the way we've polluted our rivers and streams and oceans, I believe he's sad about that. Like, I don't think he wants us to do that. I think that we need to continue to find more and more ways to better steward his earth, not because humans are a parasite, but because they're stewards, because they were put here to do that. But if our hope is in environmental just like deliverance, can I tell you, that is a false Messiah. That is not Jesus, and it doesn't matter how clean you make the planet cannot save anybody. Like, the blood of Jesus alone is what's, and I know I'm probably stepping on your toes, I don't care. Hey, here's one more. Sometimes you'll see different bumper stickers that seem to imply that the real problem is that all the religions just need to get together and agree. Like, if we just all coexist, if we just all, hey man, quit maximizing things that should be minimal and quit pointing that out. And can I just say, hey man, that's a nice idea. And they tried to do that in Israel's history. It's called syncretism. It didn't work. Everyone's afraid to offend anybody else's God, so they just kind of put them all together. The problem is the true God doesn't like that because he's nothing like a lot of these gods, okay? He's nothing like Allah. The Quran says that Allah begat none. He has no sons. God the Father says he begat his one and only son, Jesus Christ. Those can't both be true, man, okay? It doesn't mean we don't love Muslims. It just means that can't be true, that they're both the same. And so if we're gonna exalt the one saving God, we've got to say, hey man, doctrine matters, which is why I want to challenge everybody. While we're on this enduring moment, you should be studying the Bible, studying good theology, studying good doctrine. And my friends, you got to hear the heart. It's not to judge anybody or discourage anybody. We want to love everybody exactly where they are. Acceptance is where the conversation begins. And at the same time, we've got to recognize if you're going to grow up into maturity, you've got to have eyes to see and recognize truth from falsehood so that you can help people onto the ark of King Jesus. I could use a little more shouts while we still have time. What are we saying? At the end of the day, some of these things can be really good, but utopia is not coming. I know we've been told that for like decades. Hey man, if we just keep progressing in tech and keep passing new laws and keep doing new social justice things, finally one day utopia will get here. It won't, at least according to Jesus. That thing you long for, that utopia, it's called the kingdom of heaven. It's where you were actually made to live. And Jesus is the only one who can bring us there. And part of the message that Jesus is trying to tell everybody through this end time scenario is, humans, I love you. You can do so much right and so much good. You cannot deliver yourselves. You can't deliver yourselves from the birth pangs. When you see the world crumbling around you, you gotta know, I have one deliverer. And he will stand upon the earth, and someday in my flesh I shall see God, but he and he alone will get glory for delivering planet Earth.